if you see the pathological changes, so first thing is going to be happen, the obstruction is the lumen is essential for the development of the appendiceal gangrene and also perforations. So the major problem is going to be the obstruction, is either obstruction due to like a carcinoma or because of the any debris and waste material, or is a fecal material. So these are the cause two factors for the obstructions. So in the early appendicitis, the lumen is a patent despite the mucal inflammations and also lymphoid hyperplasia. So in the initial conditions is going to get the inflammations as well as the lymphoid tissue is going to get the hyperplasia. The thickness of the tissue is going to be increased. In children and also young adults, the infective agents probably is a viral initiates the inflammatory process, which within the narrow lumen and also appendix leads to the luminal obstructions. So the major causative factors in the children and also younger age group. So the inflammation is because of the any viral initiates, because of the any viral infections, and also because of this viral infection may leads to the lumen obstructions. Once the obstruction occurs continues, the mucus secretions and also inflammatory exudation increases the intramural pressures and also obstructing the lymphatic drainage. So because of the obstructions or thickness of the tissues, so the pressure is going to be increased inside. So the intramural is going to be inside the lumen, the pressure is going to be increased. So because of this thickness and also it may use the obstructing the lymphatic drainage if there is no proper lymphatic flow also. So it leads to the edema, and mucosal ulceration develops with the bacterial translation to the submucosa. So may chance to get the swelling, edema, and also mucosal ulcerations may chance to get the ulcers in the mucosa. And also resolution could occur at the point and whether spontaneous or in the response to antibiotic theory. So if we, that means if the patient complain any symptoms and signs, so if we give the any treatment plan like a medical management with the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or is the causative factor for the bacteria, if we give the antibiotics with the intravenous fluids, so we are going to we can prevent the severe complications. So the appendicitis is going to be resolved with the antibiotic therapy. Progression of the condition leads to the further distension of the appendix, causes the venous obstruction, and also is the ischemia of the appendix wall. So if there is no progression with the antibiotics, as well as the if any the intravenous fluids, if there is no improvement in the in the appendicitis, so it may leads to the congestion of the venous system, and also it leads to the ischemia. Because of the ischemia, may chance to get the gangrenous appendicitis. So with the ischemia, bacterial invasion occurs through the muscularis and also porphyria and also submucosa. So it because of this obstruction, so it may use the decreasing supply, it leads to the ischemia. So if you see this, finally the ischemic necrosis of the appendix will produce the gangrenous appendicitis. So these are the gangrenous appendicitis because of the any obstruction in the appendicular artery, so may give a chance to get the gangrenous appendicitis. And also it may leads to the this omentum and loop of the small intestine become the adherent and also inflammation to the appendicitis. So it may leads to the appendicular mass and also paracecal abscess formations. So after these, the inflammations, the gangrenous appendicitis, again is going to give the any mass development in the appendicular mass, and maybe is the paracecal abscess may be developed. There's a pus formation in the at the paracecal regions. And also recent and rarely this appendiceal inflammation resolves. So it's leaving the distended mucosa. So sometimes it may rarely is resolved and also leaving a distended mucus filled organs. So it may chance to get that is going to be resolved. The inflammation is going to be resolved, but still there going to be is a appearance like is going to be mucosal of the appendix. So it's going to be that is like a finger-like projections. So like a folding or curving in the intestines. So it may also called as the intensitations. So it may chance to get the folding of these intestinal organs. So these are the pathological changes we can commonly seen in with associated with the appendix. So coming to here is going the great threat of the acute appendicitis, the potential for the peritonitis. So they may chance to get the inflammation of the peritoneum. So this peritoneum is also associated which promotes the process of extreme of the ages. So this peritoneum is going to be associated with, especially in case of the extreme of the age, or in case of if anybody having the immunosuppressions, if they're having immune deficiency, diabetes mellitus, and also fecalith obstructions. So that means any fecal material is obstructed in the appendix, so may chance to give the obstructions. And also a free-lying also pelvic appendix. So in case of the pelvic appendix, so may chance to get the peritonitis. And also any history of the previous abdominal surgeries, so which limits the ability of the greater momentum to wall the spread and also peritoneal contaminations. So previous history of any surgical procedures also may chance to get the peritonitis, that is inflammation of the peritoneum. In these situations, a rapid deteriorating clinical course. So if anybody get the peritoneum, so acute appendicitis along with the peritonitis, so they need the emergency procedure, that's the emergency treatments. Otherwise, they may chance to get the systemic sepsis syndrome. So it may damage that is in the intestine. So that means if the appendix burst or maybe is contaminated, so the contamination may spread into the intestines and also in the abdomen. So it may give the systemic sepsis syndrome.